right. I think we're ready. Good morning, everybody. How are you?
Good.
Good. Do you have a great week?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been nice that the sun's been shining. You could go outside. Huh. Good. All right. I have a big question for you today. Do you know what an idol is?
What now?
An idol. Do you know what an idol is?
No. Yeah.
Okay. Savannah, do you know?
Yes.
What's an idol?
Technically, it's someone who is famous and you can look up to them as well.
Okay. Think in the Bible days, back in the Old Testament days, what an idol might have looked like. Lawrence, do you have any idea?
No, ask him.
Okay. Well, luckily, I have a picture for you.
Is it this guy?
Okay, you put your picture away till the end, okay? All right. Okay. Can you see this?
Yes.
What is that?
A bull. A cow.
Yeah. What color is it?
White is maybe carved by wood.
Maybe. Is it goldish?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember a story in the Bible about when Moses went up to get the 10 Commandments from God and what the people were doing down below? What were they making? Do you know?
Sculptures of something.
That's the golden calf, right? They were tired of waiting, so they decided they were going to make their own God, didn't they?
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine thinking that that golden calf could be your God and could fill your needs? What do you think?
God and Jesus are the only ones.
You are absolutely correct. Okay, now I'm going to show you another picture.
Is it my picture this time?
All right, now this one is a little bit harder to see, but this was another idol. It was an altar that was built by the people. And this one they called that it was to an unknown God. They made an altar, but they didn't even know who they were making it to. Is that smart? No, that doesn't even make any sense, does it? Well, I want to tell you, in our scripture today, in the book of Acts, Paul was traveling through Athens and he saw all these different things that the people were worshiping, that they had built, these idols that they built. And he came across this altar and he said, I can see that you're very religious people. And he said, and I see you have this altar to an unknown God. Well, he was pretty smart. And he said, I can tell you all about that unknown God. How do you think he knew? How do you think he knew?
It's psychic powers.
What?
It's psychic powers.
His powers? Well, no, what he was doing was he said, I'm going to tell them about my God so that they could know about the one true God. He had been traveling with Jesus and everything, and he knew all about the true God, the God who made everything, right? That golden calf didn't make everything. Oh, look at the money. And also that God created everything, right? Did God create everything?
Yes.
And did he create every one of us? So then these people really love listening and learning new things. And do you think they were glad that Paul could tell them about this unknown God and they would have somebody to believe in?
Yeah.
And to really be able to help them in their lives. right?
Yeah.
Okay, here's another question for you. Do you think people today have idols in their lives?
No.
Things that are more important than Jesus. Things we No, you don't think so? Okay.
Some people.
What do you think, Savannah?
Some people, not a lot though.
What are some things that people might think are more important than God, become kind of their idol in their life?
The kids.
Probably electronics and family.
You think so? Okay. What about money?
Nah.
You don't think, you don't think money's an idol? Maybe, I wish you were
Some
right.
people.
Yeah, some people, that's right. They put that's more important than thinking about God, right? And trusting God. You know, when I was preparing for this time with you all today, and I was reading, and they said, think about what you think of the most during a day. Do you think about Jesus much during the day?
Sort of.
Yeah. I think we can always think more about Jesus, right? But if you're more worried about having a big house or new cars or lots of money or maybe a really, big position in your job when you grow up and everything, then you're thinking more about those worldly things, right?
Yeah.
Right. But what, Lawrence?
Sometimes I'm worried about my future.
You're worried about your future? You don't need to be. If you trust Jesus, he'd be right there with you every step of the way. You don't have to fear at all. So that's why we spend time with Jesus every day and talk to him and tell him that, what we're fearful about. So you can ask God to help you with that, Lauren. So I
my future.
What, Lawrence?
God, do you know what's going to happen to my future? All right.
Okay, if you're quiet and listen, and then as you grow up, God will give you those answers too. He'll guide you through each day until you get to that place where you need more answers, right? Okay, well, I love it that Paul took that opportunity to tell people about Jesus, which also says to us that we need to really be paying attention so that we can tell others about our God, right? Because they may not know. They may have idols in their lives. So, okay. So I want you to think about that this week of how you can possibly reach out, even though we can't be together. I think praying for everybody right now is the best way, that if there's anybody out there that doesn't know Jesus, that we want them to know, right? And that God will bring someone to them. All right, well, let's have a prayer, and then we will see you again next week, okay?
Okay.
All right. See, I remembered this week, Lawrence. Okay, why don't you repeat after me this time, okay?
Okay.
All right. Jesus, please help us.
Jesus, please help us.
Not to have any idols.
Not to have any idols.
In our lives.
In our lives.
We want to worship only you.
We want to worship only you.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay, now before we go, why don't we say a big thank you to all of those out there who are taking care of the people who are sick with the virus, like nurses and doctors. Can you say a big thank you?
Thank you.
All right. You all have a good weekend.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.